Would you shut the fuck up?
All the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray.
1 week ago, I got back from shooting my second film. In 6 days, we managed to shoot 63 pages of script, which is insane. I'm very tired, but I enjoyed it immensely, and now comes the hard part. Now I gotta stick all that shit together and make it cohesive and not awful. Some of the videos coming up are going to be specifically diving into different parts of the production, from music later on, the visuals probably sooner since they're already done, possibly the editing process, and a lot of other little bits and pieces all around the place to do with the movie, including a graphic design. What do I call these things? I call them Filmmaker Diaries, I guess. I'll just call them fucking Vidocs, like Halo 3. So, graphic design Vidoc about our graphic designer, Jamie Hubert, and how she went through the process of designing the poster, which is not done yet, so that's why the video's not out yet. What else is there? Right. While we were shooting, it was an impressive learning process, how much I still don't know about filmmaking, but it went incredibly smooth. I think for the amount of pages, raw pages we had to shoot, and the amount of time we had, it's a damn biblical, Herculean? I don't know. It's a fucking feat, dude. And it's all progressing nicely, and it seemed like everyone had a good time. It seemed like everyone was reasonably passionate. Simply by being the writer and director, I'm always going to be the most passionate person on set because I'm the one who made this motherfucker. The initial rehearsals, which we had 2 days of rehearsals, which is great because it's about 8 to 10 hours total over the 2 days, devoted strictly to the script, to figuring out what was wrong with it, what sucked, what didn't, and tweaking things like dialogue. Lots of dialogue changes in those 2 days that I'm happy we did, because I think it'd be a pain in the butt to do it in editing, and it's probably better for it in the sense that we got all that done beforehand. Everyone got to kind of meet each other and do the table read and all that stuff. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. That is definitely something I'm going to be doing on my next movies. Whenever I'm doing like a movie, Mockingbird, which is what I'm calling this one so far, might change that, or Abigail, I definitely want to do a sit-down table read. I want to be able to do rehearsals as much as possible. 2 days for 63 pages is probably not as much as I would like to put, but it was enough that we got through the pages and it still felt fresh and exciting when we got to the locations. One of the things I didn't do, I never put any specific blocking into the script besides generic things like he throws the cup or he slams his fist on the table. Mostly because I didn't know any locations while I was writing the thing. I only knew that I had general templates that I needed. I needed a place for this character to work. I needed a kitchen for this character to sit in and be miserable. And I knew I could get those. I just didn't know the specific layouts of what that would be or where exactly it would be. So I lucked out in the sense that half my family donated their homes for a good day to allow me to show the insides of 3 different characters' homes. The other one was this house, actually. There's a scene that takes place on this couch, slightly over there. That is really, really horrible and was done really, really well. Horrible in a good way. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that got done in those couple days. I don't remember all of it. It was kind of a blur. What else happened? I met Mackenzie Barman, and luckily we got along great, because if we didn't, that would have been a hell of a week. She was really, really easy to work with. Since she was the lead of the the lead of the movie, the entire film kind of rested on her shoulders, and one of the things that I ran into in terms of worrying the week before was, what if she's not good? What if she needs more help? And that isn't a problem, but it would mean that, I'd have to split my attention between 2 actors at the most in any scene. I think there might be one there's only 2 actors in any one scene. I thought I might have to split my attention. And turns out that was not the case even a little bit. Like, I would direct her in little ways, like say, hey, do this a little less, I don't know, I can't think of an emotion. Like, do this a little less serious. Let's try that like this, try like this. But she was basically directing herself for most of it in a very good way. I didn't have to fucking step in for anything. I would get alternates sometimes. Like, we'd go through a scene, we'd get her coverage. She knew the script backwards. She knew it better than I did. So, Meepo, stop. She knew the script better than I did, so she was able to walk back her dialogue, take it from, this line, do it this way, and it was incredibly easy to work with her. And because she knew it so well, when I asked for alternate takes, like when we do one shot, I only have one camera and it's dying on me. It's the one I'm recording on now. Since I only had the one camera, we'd have to do the scene multiple times for every single shot. And whenever I got her coverage, the first take was almost always perfect. So then after we would get the first take, I would sometimes just ask her to do a second take, like, okay, do this one angrier, do this one lighter, do this one whatever, just for the sake of variety, not because I felt like I needed something different. And she was never precious about it. She was always very flexible and very like, all right, let's do it. Which is good, because we had very limited time. And even though I never really... It's strange. I stressed out like hell the week before. During, though, I was fine. I didn't stress out once, I don't think. We were late every single day to set by varying times. Sometimes 15 minutes. Once it was an hour. But that was right up the road because of a boring story no one cares about. Even though we were running late some of the days, and, I'm permanently inept and I'm not a professional in any regard, she never seemed bothered by it. It was always like, she's from New York. She doesn't know what Wawa is. So when I brought her to Wawa, she fell in love, and she's like, as long as she gets her Wawa coffee in the morning, she was down for just about anything. And literally anything, because they crossed a flooded river for me, not on film, just to get to the location that then had a giant black wasp's nest in it. And no one freaked out, except for me a little bit, but no one else freaked out. So very good casting crew, not just Mackenzie. Mackenzie's great, and she was, the fulcrum of the whole thing. And she worked great, which means that I could focus on everything else besides her and only check in with her like, you doing good? She'd always say yes, and I'm like, great, perfect. And then I'd go back to, my pretentious visuals or whatever I was doing. And I learned of a certain kind of currency for actors that I had never thought of before, really. I don't pay anyone for my movies. I don't pay myself for my movies. No one gets paid because I have no money to pay them with. I feed them bagels exclusively, but I do feed them, and I, try to make it as easy as possible. I don't feel like there's any reason to make it a horrible, Werner Herzog set or anything like that, considering they're not getting paid. They're just showing up for fun. However, I found out that I do have some value in the sense that everyone in the film is, well, not everyone, but a lot of the characters in the film, the actors in the film, need reel material, R-E-E-L. Something I realized is that my footage is, how do you say this without sounding pretentious? It doesn't look like other movies, mainly, especially in this budget range. So Nina, who is about my age, I think, I know that she'll have really great reel material. I know that Mackenzie will have plenty of reel material because she gets the lion's share of the fucking screen time. Everyone in the movie, should they want it, a lot of them are actors from theater that I worked with at the theater that I shoot for every once in a while. They may not need the reel because they don't really, do movies. They may not be interested in that. They do have other jobs and they do the theater in their free time, so they're, they might not be interested in it. However, if I still cut together a little snippet of their scenes and just give it to them, they can put it on Facebook, they can put it on their YouTube channel, they can do something with it and use it, if nothing else, just to show their family, like, look, I was in a movie, it's really cool. And that is really cool. I mean, that's the whole point of this whole thing. It's to be really cool and have fun. What the fuck? I don't get the idea of everything being super serious, which is hilarious when you consider the shit I write. I also noticed I curse a hell of a lot more on set, and I'm sort of coming down from that now, because I think every other word in my script was fuck, and my brother, who's running audio, who had not read the script, thought I just had to fuck every other word, and part of that was true. There are a lot of fucks in that script, but there's much more in the way of little light improvisation from the actors and stuff like that, which included a lot of cursing. So, sort of secondhand, I got that, I guess. Anyway, wrapping this up. I will have a little trailer for the movie done, hopefully by the end of the month. We'll see about that. And I'm really excited. Also, side note, Abigail got accepted to a film festival, which is awesome. It's a little film festival about 6 hours northwest of me, but it's still really cool. All right, I don't have a sign off, so bye.